What's going on, everybody? This is your boy King Gabe here with another toy review here. Today we're going to be looking at the War for Cybertron Kingdom Dinobot. Yes, Kingdom Dinobot, which of course apparently is just Beastwars under a different universe, you know. So, taking a look at the figure, you definitely got some Beastwars vibes going on. Oh, and before we go into this, definitely make sure y'all, like, share, subscribe, get some of our available books. Sign up on that Patreon to support us, to support the channel, just like your boy EJ the Supreme, Big Sis Casey and Iceman Universe. And also definitely hang out with us on Facebook and Discord, and we can still do some stuff on the Macari app. So, as I was saying, as you can see, he can open his mouth there. Let's close that there. Yeah, you can open his mouth. Overall, now, I mean, obviously the figure is not completely perfect, but I am going to give them this much. It is a lot better than previous Dinobot figures I have seen. And of course, there is a Masterpiece Dinobot figure, but that is about as expensive as all heck. So, quite, and also pretty big too. So, obviously, I would not be in a position to get Masterpiece figures because, like I say, quite a bit of moolah, and got other stuff going on. But for what we do have, yes, this is a major improvement over what he was like in the 90s releases. 90s releases were not very kind to Dinobot there, I tell you right now. Now, of course, let's get this out the way. There is a lot of positives with the figure, but let's get some of the nitpicks and, yeah, I guess you might as well say negatives of the figure. Let's get that out of the way. So that way we can give you a bit of a palate, we can give you a palate cleanser with all the good stuff about the figure, okay? So the negatives. Well, obviously you can see some of his robot mode legs sticking out, which is sort of similar to what we had going on in the 90s figure, but they sort of conceal it a little bit better. I'll explain why in a minute. I'll explain how that is in a minute. But yeah, you do have robot mode leg kibble, especially in the back. You got this little thing here, because that's, the transformation. So you got this little thing hanging out here. Also, his tail, apparently his weapon is stored inside of his raptor tail, which is tail. It's with the tail itself also becomes a weapon too, as you know in the show. So yeah, you got that going on. And of course, definitely one of my personal complaints would be, I really wish they could do something about these hands. Yeah, because they're just stuck in this position. So it just looks like he got limp hands when he's walking around places and stuff. You could do something like this, but, well, it's a little better than the limping hands, but I guess, like the equivalent of someone doing that, but you could use your imagination and say that he's saying, "Stop in the name of love before you break my heart." Or I guess if you say it in Dinobot's voice, "Stop in the name of love before you break my heart." Sheesh, Dinobot. Don't want to hear you on American Idol. Shut it, cheese face. So, yeah, maybe something like that there. But yeah, that's pretty much most of the little negative. And also there is this going on. Yeah, robot mode head. Yeah, yeah, you get it. You get it. Yeah. So, okay. So that's the negative. Yeah, we done got all the complaining out of the way. So what's the like of, oh, and also, yeah, you can see this little bit sticking here, but there is a use for that. So that's a little bit of a complaint, but not too much. There is, like I say, when he transforms to robot mode, we can kind of we'll be able to overlook this. But okay, so the positives. Positives? Well, despite the showing of the leg kibble, the reason why this works better than the old Beastwars figures is because they actually took some paint. Now, of course, this is going to look a little different from, show accuracy when he transformed the robot mode. But by doing this, the brown, it does sort of, it tries to blend in a little bit with the rest of his dinosaur mode. Now, of course, you got the orange bits here, but still, they did put some effort of painting this to match the majority of his beast mode. So yeah, you do have that going on to sort of make up for the fact that you can't really conceal that with this particular figure. Same with his leg, with the feet, it does sort of blend in a little bit. The tail is I'm really impressed with this tail. Yes, you got the little sword sticking out. That's kind of awkward looking, but this I had a Dinobot figure like this once before, and it came with a purple sword for some reason. I don't know why. Well, actually, it was kind of purplish pinkish, and so yeah, this one is silver, which actually not actual silver, but it's kind of like the color of it. I would actually say it's more of a grayish there. It's more of gray, but but when I get ready to transform the robot mode, you will see that the sword will actually be really, really close to show accurate color on Beastwars. So kudos to that. And because of this actually, I mean, it's still kind of awkward sticking out of his tail, but it doesn't look as bad as the pink sword there. There's nothing against pink, but doesn't quite work for Dinobot there. So yeah, the gray is definitely, I do like that. I wish they could have made the tail cover it more, but at least we got at least this looks a lot better than the other one now. So yeah, and also you saw he opened his mouth. So you saw it reach in there, kind of like that. He did open his mouth earlier. Yeah, a little tongue in there. Got the teeth. All good and everything. Even got the dinosaur, the raptor parts are really well painted and everything. Especially even the tail. Definitely they definitely did. Like I say, despite the flaws mentioned earlier, it's definitely Dinobot. You definitely got. You can definitely tell they did put work into this here, the engineering and everything. So. Now that all that's said and done, let's maximize. Now, technically, this is the Kingdom figure. So in Kingdom, he actually was a Predacon most of it until he died because, like I say, it was like a 3-chapter miniseries. They had Siege, Earthrise, and then Kingdom. Kingdom was where the Maximals and Predacons joined up with the Autobots and Decepticons, and they sort of had a slight team up within the span of 6 1-hour episodes there. I think that's what they were, like 1 hour each episode. So they had a total of 6 episodes that they had to sort of try to get things done. So you didn't really get to see much of Dinobot as a Maximal except for him taking the golden disc, and then Megatron. I think it was Megatron that killed him in the series. Whereas in Beastwars, you got to see a whole season and a half of him until he died there, saving a valley. So, and as they said, well done, old friend. You saved the valley. You saved the lives of those who live there and those who are still to come. Then there is nothing to regret. It's like I always say, he's a slag spouting Saurian, but it's nice to know where you're staying. A wind of you for reverence, vermin. Tell my tale to those who ask. Tell it truly. The ill deeds along with the good. As is silence. So I think I got that. I think I got that right. It's a real touching piece of Shakespeare that Dinobot. Because Dinobot was really big with Shakespeare and all that in the Beast Wars series, always reciting a bit of poetry and stuff. And I heard that Skybite actually did some poetry in his series. So, but I think I prefer Dinobot. It's better there. You know, it's more heart filling there in Dinobot's case. So anyway, let's get the trans. As he's so Beast Wars, he's a maximize. So first gonna open this up already. Yeah, there's the head. It's already revealed. Then we're gonna attach that. The weapon, set that to the side. Then this is where it's gonna kind of get a little tricky here. Let me bring the camera down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why I didn't have that up earlier. Raise that up. Bring out the robot mode legs. Reach in there. Straighten them out. Close these little cavities in here, or however you like to call them. Same with the other. Also, let's get the feet out and everything. Get that set up. So now, legs and feet are complete. You see the little robot part of the waist for the torso. Turn that around, and now this is where it gets. I'm gonna say this is where things get a bit creative with the transformation, because this a lot of people that get this probably are not going to be expecting what they're about to see here. Bring that up. Bring down the head. And then bring this down. Hold that into place. Snap like that. Connect that into this port. Going to bring the tail down into the slot. Like so. Now this is what I'm talking about here. We're going to turn. Let's see. I think. Oh yeah. Let's go and open this up. This is why we got this little print on his raptor legs, because I'm gonna take the arms out of this. Well, actually, the raptor legs, they're gonna become his robot mode arms. So take the other one out, open that up, and then that's the fun part. Bring it out a little bit more. Bring that down. And you see what just happened here? This like in Beast Wars, he would always have it would always look like his raptor head over the robot mode chest was really big over there. So that's how they replicated it for this figure. By so they had to use pieces of his raptor legs to sort of bring around into here. So yeah, so that's what we got. That's what you got going on there. And then you're gonna close these raptor. This is why they're positioned like the way they are, which I still wish they could have done something different with them, but you know, oh well. Snap that into place. Do the same with the other. Now we're going to bring them in underneath the dinosaur the little cavity right there, and there's a little port there to put that in, like so. Same with the other. Bring that in. And now you can bring down what's going to be his robot mode arms into position. I would say probably like this would be better. Fold these in to be hands. Same with the other. And now we have Dinobot in his robot mode. And so we get him straightened out a little bit. There's joints were kind of a little stiff there. But okay, here we go. So Dinobot in his robot mode, and this is worth it. Majorly worth it. This is why I pointed out the negatives and flaws first, because the positives of the positives that the beast mode does have mixed with what we get in robot mode, pays off. The major palate cleanser for the little bit of negativity. You can ease, yeah, you'll forget all about the negatives once you transform this guy and realize why things are the way they are for the transformation for this figure. It is worth it and definitely worth picking up. Now, of course, yeah, he even got the little rib cage there, just like in the show. Of course, he would have it on his legs, but because it's painted brown, you just sort of see it like an imprint of it, but you don't. But it's not really like up here. But that's okay because, like I say, they painted that so it would blend in with his raptor pieces. So that and also they sort of I would say this is the accurate color. It possibly is. But either way, still works. Like I say, even, of course, a lot of Transformers are going to have a bit of differences from their show counterpart. There are times when you will get them completely 100% show accurate, but a lot of times they are going to have a few things that are a little different. But if it still can work, if it can still make a good figure, even with a little bit of differences or some minor flaws, it is still worth it. And Dinobot proves that point very well. So much better than what we got back in the 90s. And believe me, I had one of the 90s figures. Honestly, I think I had the worst 90s figure Dinobot, to be honest there, but it was all I had. But looking back on it, it was the worst. This, thank you, Kingdom Line. Thank you, Kingdom Line, for making this. Even with this, little backpack and all that. What backpack? What backpack? I don't see no backpack. So yeah, I love the ingenuity of this figure. This is great, awesome. And it's Dinobot. You know that head is Dinobot. Yeah, that head. Look at that head sculpt. That's Dinobot. No doubt. You see that head sculpt. You know it. You know who this is. Any Beastwars fan. And you can turn all the way around. Yep. And also robot arms now can turn all the way around. They bend at the elbow very easily. Even can grab you. Same with the other legs. They've got a good range of movement. It's sort of blocked in the back, but that's okay. You sort of get a little bit there. Not much, but I mean, it is what it is. Bend at the knees. That's major. Foot movement too. Transformation really allows the feet to move the way they do. And you can even turn them around the waist. Because obviously you have to in order to do this to that. Yeah, so yeah, definitely turns at the waist. And now for the weapon, because he's got to have a weapon. Now, of course, he could shoot a laser I-beams for, long range attacks if he had to do that. But, but even with a laser I-beam, Dinobot is a warrior type. He really likes to go hand in hand a lot of time in his fights there, like he did with many of his opponents there. So we need some hand-to-hand some physical weapons here. So you're gonna come here, reach in there, open up his tail, and there was sometimes when he would just hold the sword and the tail, all that, just like this, closed up. I've seen a few scenes where he's held it like this, but he's going. But let's do it like he does most of the time. Open that up. There we go. Kind of in there pretty good. Now there is a little bit of pink showing there for some reason. Yeah, it's a little bit of well, I guess kind of purplish pinkish, but it's barely noticeable, especially when it's in the holster, because once it's closed up, you don't see it there. So now he can actually there are times he's actually held it like this. Put that like, yeah, like so. Yeah, it's a little, yeah, put it right there in that little hole right there in his hand. But he has done it like this. But a lot of times he will take the sword out and he will have it. You have to put it in a certain. Oh yeah, oh that's right. Put it in with this end. Yeah, do it like that, and close that up. Just enough to cover it a little bit. But if you push it in too much, it'll make the sword come out. So you got to be careful how you do that. So yeah, you'll have this latch, got a little drill sword. Almost kind of, now it's kind of making me think of that drill, that Astro drill that Andros had in Power Rangers in Space, the Red Space Ranger. Yeah, so yeah, he's got this going on. Both his little weapons and everything. Well, actually, the sword is more of his weapon. This, it kind of can be a weapon. Sometimes he'll have it spinning around to deflect certain blasts, and he'll also use it as a bit of a helicopter. Kind of, yeah, he'll also use it as a bit of a helicopter, be kind of gliding and flying around like he did in Code of Hero. So yeah, that is something that he was able to do. Now, of course, there was one thing about the 90s toy. They had a gimmick where you could press a button to spin that around. Of course, this one doesn't have it, but you can use your imagination and make, and like wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah, sort of like Kaiba's ring of magnetism spinning around. So yeah, this is Dinobot. Yep, real. Let me. Yeah, sometimes he kind of be a little tricky with his stances there, but other than that, yeah, I definitely recommend this figure. Like I say, the robot mode is definitely worth it. Like I say, you got a few things with the kibble of the beast mode, but like I say, when you transform him, voila, yes. Yes, it's pretty much like the Japanese Digivolving Gargomon to Rapidmon I saw once when he said the Gargomon had some flaws, just a few here and there, but when he Digivolved into Rapidmon, he was like, heck yeah! Oh yeah. So same with Dinobot here. Like what y'all saw and everything, definitely like, share, and subscribe. And be sure to get our available books. And also support us on the Patreon. Just like your boy EJ the Supreme, Big Sister Casey, and the Iceman the Universe. Also hang out with us on Facebook and Discord, and let us send each other some stuff on that Macari app. And we will see you on the next video. And no, please don't ask why I'm talking this way. It just randomly came. Just deal with it. Okay, bye-bye.